Om Jnanati Mandasya Shanantana Shanakaya Chakshurmaitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shivu Shiyuda Patakamanam Shivam Vaishnavam Sha Upam Jagajatam Saganaraganatam Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sakalita Shivishakam Vitam Shah Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Chatpate Kopesha Kopkakanta Radhakanta Namastate Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwe Vishabhani Sutta Devi Pranamama Haripriye Vancha Kalpta Visha Kripasan Visha Patnam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Nama Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvashesa Srinyavadi Paskachari Desatarani Srila Prabhupada Ki Raj Maharaj Ki Shri Govardhana Puja Ki. So today we will celebrate the lifting of the Govardhana hill by Lord Shri Krishna. And this morning I would like to tell about what went before. And therefore I will read from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 24, the Worship of Govardhana Hill, text 3. There we have Lord Krishna asking his father Nanda Maharaj about the sacrifice they are preparing for. That we know that Nanda Maharaj had about 900,000 cows. That's a lot. And they had all to get out to the fields. So there were many cowboys who were helping. And Lord Krishna and the cowboys were herding. And at a certain moment, they come back from herding the cows. And they see, and Lord Krishna sees that Brahmins are preparing something for a jagya. Our acharyas say, yes, that this jagya was held also the years before. They did. That was an annual event, this Indra Puja, this Indra Jagya, this worship of the rain god. So Krishna had seen it previous years also. But this year, he started to ask questions because he had a plan. What was his plan? What's the plan of this Govardhana Puja? The plan is, first he wanted to bring down or destroy the pride of the demigods, especially King Indra. But there's also another reason. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the center of love of all the Vrajavasis. And there they are worshipping a demigod instead of him. So he's going to change that. He will make sure they are worshipping him, but he will speak Karma Mimamsa philosophy to show that there is no need for worship of these demigods. That you will hear that later. And then he will say our livelihood depends on the cows. And the cows are maintained by Govardhana. Govardhana gives grass to the cows, gives water to the cows, that everything the cows needs, and that's our occupation. That Go Raksha, we protect the cows. And that's our livelihood. So Govardhana is maintaining us. So we should worship Govardhana, and then he convinces one way or another the Vrajavasis to worship Govardhana instead of Indra, and then he will take the form of Indra, or the form of Govardhana. He will take the form of Govardhana himself, a form on top of Govardhana, and accept all the worship. So these are the reasons of these pastimes, to destroy the pride of these demigods, and to inaugurate a new festival, Govardhana Puja, which we are celebrating every year since it was inaugurated. This event more than 5,000 years ago. So Krishna came back from herding the cows with all the cowherd boys, and he sees that these Brahmins are preparing for something. Who are these Brahmins? That was mentioned in the previous chapter, which is entitled "The Wives of the Brahmins, of the Ritualistic Brahmins." Krishna gives mercy to the wives of the ritualistic Brahmins. So these ritualistic Brahmins are described there. But interesting is, this is the previous chapter, but according to Jiva Goswami, this happened after Govardhana Puja, the year after in the summer, and this is the autumn. But Sukadev Goswami was speaking the pastime, and he was so ecstatic that they mixed up the chronology. That is what Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami says. But these ritualistic Brahmins, they were living at the outskirts of Mathura, not really in Vrindavan, on the border. And they were engaged by Nanda Maharaj to organize this Indra Puja. And Lord Krishna sees all of that, and then he starts to ask questions, and that's 10:24:3. I will read the Sanskrit and the translation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Katyatam epitan koyam sambramo va upagata. Kim phalam kasya vodesha tena va satyate maka. Translation. So Lord Krishna speaks to his father, Nanda Maharaj. He said, "My dear father, kindly explain to me what this endeavor of yours is all about. What is it meant to accomplish? If this is a ritual sacrifice, then for whose satisfaction is it intended? And by what means is it going to be executed?" So Jiva Goswami said that comments, Krishna speaks to his father, and he's a boy of 7 years old, and his father is thinking that he's such a young boy, is he going to understand the purpose of this Vedic sacrifice? That he was doubtful, but then he was thinking that Gargamuni, he has said that he will be like equal in power as Lord Narayan. That and Krishna is 7 years old, but he killed already so many demons. So it was thinking maybe that that's. But Jiva Goswami says that yes, Krishna is saying to his father, everyone knows, but I don't know, so I'm ignorant. So tell it only to me. So it shows inexperience, just to please his father. So for Krishna, the rasa is more important. The relation of love with his devotees, that is what he wants. Because we will see further, Krishna will speak this karma mimamsa philosophy, which is an atheistic philosophy, which is false. But at the end, the Vrajavasi said, yeah, it's good. Whatever you say, that they were not interested in this philosophy. They just wanted to please Krishna. That's the point. And so, because they love Krishna, they want to please Krishna, this devotion. So we have different energies. That we have material energies and spiritual energies. Spiritual energy has 3 divisions: Sandhini, Samvit, and Ladini. Ladini is the highest. That our acharyas explain the Sandhini and the Samvit. Sandhini means existence. And Samvit means universal knowledge. That's transcendental knowledge. So if you take this realized transcendental knowledge and the Sandhini, the spiritual existence, Brahman, if you put it together, that is Suddha Sattva, transcendental consciousness. Only if you are at a transcendental consciousness can you practice this Ladini Shakti. Ladini Shakti is a devotion of Krishna. Devotion is a higher energy, is the highest spiritual energy, represented by Srimati Radharani. And all the Vrajavasis, they are only interested to be in that higher energy of devotion. They are not interested in this material energy, in this karma kanda, which is all about getting nice results in this world, nice reactions, karmic reactions. Are not interested in it. They are interested in the real thing, and that is Ladini Shakti, devotion for Krishna. But yes, Krishna asked these questions here, and his father would listen to them. So Krishna said, why have all of you be so agitated, so busy, Krishna says, that please tell me by whom and how the sacrifice will be accomplished. Sanatana Goswami says more or less the same thing. On this chapter we have of the Govardhana Lila, we have commentaries of Sanatana Goswami and Jiva Goswami mostly. Jiva Goswami is the disciple of Sanatana Goswami. You have Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami is the elder brother of Rupa Goswami. And he first joined the Krishna conscious movement. And then later his brother followed. That good text 4. Krishna says, please tell me about it, O Father. I have a great desire to know, and I'm ready to hear you in good faith. He said, certainly no secrets are to be kept by saintly persons who see all others as equal to themselves, who have no conception of mine and another, who do not consider who is friend, who is an enemy, and who is neutral. So Krishna speaks that because he thinks maybe my father thought that I'm his son, I'm just a child, that and I cannot understand these sacrifices, these Vedic sacrifices. But Krishna's statement is so clever here that it certainly must have convinced Nanda Maharaj that I should give a serious answer to my son, that a serious answer should be given. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur many times writes lines between in a conversation, and he says, so we are about to perform a sacrifice. Nanda Maharaj said, we are busy for this. Then Krishna asked, what is the purpose of this sacrifice? Who is the devata to be worshipped through this sacrifice? Who will perform it, and with materials? Nanda Maharaj replies, what's the purpose of the questions of a boy like you? And then Krishna replies, I have a great desire to know that. So then further, Krishna continues, one who is neutral may be avoided like an enemy, but a friend should be considered like one's own self. So that a friend should be considered like one's own self. So Krishna says, I'm your son. I'm a trustworthy friend. So therefore, you should not keep away secrets from me. Good, many commentaries. But Vishwanath Chakravarti again expands the conversation. So someone may say, as this is a secret affair, we should not tell a small boy with little intelligence. So Krishna, other statements will reveal that in which he reveals is very learned. So those who are of good character see all other people on the same level as themselves. They do not see in terms of distinction of self or others, including friends, enemies, and neutrals. Such persons do not hide any action from me. But Nanda Maharaj said, but we are grihasthas and cannot follow such standards. To answer that objection, Krishna says, one should give up those who are apathetic as they were enemies. So many commentaries, but then Krishna says, when people in this world perform activities, sometimes they understand what they are doing and sometimes they don't. those who know that they are what they are doing achieve success in their work, whereas ignorant people do not. So Krishna says us, we should not be blind followers of tradition. We should know what we are doing. Then we can have success of our work. How can we have success if we are not knowing what we are doing? That it says, such being the case, the ritualistic endeavor of you should be clearly explained to me. Is it a ceremony based on scriptural injunction, or is it simply a custom or of ordinary society? So is it scriptural, or is it just a custom? Yeah. So yes, then Nanda Maharaj is going to reply. He said, this great Lord Indra is a controller of the rain. The clouds are his personal representatives, and they directly provide rainwater, which gives happiness and sustenance to all creatures. So without clear rainwater, we cannot provide food or drink for anyone. So, and we should also not be clean if there is no water. So it would be difficult to overestimate the value of rain. So Nanda Maharaj continued, not only we, my dear son, but also many other men worship him, the Lord and Master of the rain-giving clouds. We offer him grain and other paraphernalia of worship produced through his own discharge in the form of rain. So Nanda Maharaj explained how they do the jagya, that say like some people worship the Ganga by offering water to the Ganga. So we are offering all the fruits and vegetables and everything produced from the earth because of his rain. So we are offering it to him. Then it says, Nanda Maharaj continued, by accepting the remnants of sacrifice performed to Indra, people sustain their lives and accomplish the threefold aims of religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification. Thus, Lord Indra is the agent responsible for the fruitive success of industrious people. And so everything depends on the rain, Nanda Maharaj said. Otherwise, without the rain, we cannot do our duty. And we don't get wealth. We cannot fulfill our desires. So, worship of Govardhana is very important. And Nanda Maharaj said, yes, this principle is based on a sound tradition. We are doing it for many, many years and many generations. We never interrupted it, but Krishna is going to interrupt it. Anyone who rejects it out of lust, enmity, fear, or greed will certainly fail to achieve a good fortune. So Nanda Maharaj said, how can we get good fortune if we don't continue this tradition? So yes, these are the words of Nanda Maharaj. And then Sukadev Goswami comes between. When Lord Keshava Krishna heard the statements of his father Nanda and other residents of Braj, he addressed his father as follows to arouse anger in Lord Indra. Now, Krishna will refute all the arguments of Nanda Maharaj. You have any idea what he will say? What will he say now? What will Krishna say?
I don't know. Maybe I know, but I don't know.
Yeah. That we will continue that later today, but I will give a summary of what he's saying. That he will say that this Indra is not the cause of this rain, my father. That's not true. That everyone is under the law of karma. I said karma is supreme. So, like people in this world, they must get the results of their previous actions. That they must get the results of their previous actions, and Indra must give these reactions. That so if you are destined to get wealth and so on, then Indra must give rain. That is also an agent of karma. That if people are destined to get biased results, rain must come. And Indra has nothing to do with it. It's just an instrument of that rain. And said this Indra, he pours rain also on the ocean. It's useless. So he doesn't know how to give these reactions. So why should we worship this Indra? And he said, it's not by Indra's power that these clouds give rain. Indra has nothing to do with that. That everything in this world is under the influence of the three modes of nature. And you have the mode of ignorance is destruction, the mode of passion is creation. So it is just by the influence of the mode of passion that these clouds give rain. Interesting statement. Sometimes even the scientists today, they don't know why you can have clouds, so many clouds for many days and no rain. And suddenly they give rain. What's the cause? Krishna says the mode of passion. That they are influenced by the mode of passion, they have to give rain. Of course, in the 70s, there was one of our swamis in America. I forgot his name, but he was in a certain state in America, and it didn't rain there for 4 or 5 months, and they came on the radio, and the interviewer said, "Oh, you are a swami. Can you do some miracle? Can you make it rain?" And the Swami said, "Yes, but I need the cooperation of all those who are hearing this broadcast, the people at home. That I will give them a mantra by which it will start raining. But everyone at home must say this mantra." And then they chanted Hare Krishna for 20 minutes. And a few hours later, was a big storm and rain. But of course, it's not. Krishna reciprocates with the sincerity of the devotees if they are pure instruments, if there are no false ego. But if there's a false ego, that may not happen. But it happened like that. Also, Prabhupada was one time traveling in South India, came in a place where it did not rain for 2 years. And they requested him to do something. I said, yes, the solution is Sankirtan. And they organized big Harinam. And the same happened. It started to rain after 2 years. So that shows that Krishna says, yeah, it speaks this karma mimamsa philosophy. He said, it's karma. Everyone gets its karmic reactions, and demigods like Indra are just an instrument of this karma. They must give you the reaction. That why does Krishna speak this philosophy? Because he says also, he will also say further, and if there is a God in control, this God is also under karma, must also give the reactions. But it's an atheistic philosophy because it does not want to present himself as the supreme Lord. They want to keep that hidden, because that would disturb the rasa with these Vrajavasis. So and therefore he says, yeah, if there is a God, he's also under the law of karma. And so this Indra is useless. Well, of course, Krishna says also that at the same time, all these demigods are useless. In Bhagavad Gita, he says we should not worship the demigods. That is not recommended. We should give them respect because they are very powerful. That they are now hearing what we are saying because they are all pervading in this world. Everywhere where there's water, there's Varuna and so on. But of course, they were also implicated in the whole story. We will see further because the Indra will become very angry and will engage these Samvartaka clouds to destroy Vrindavan. And they have to move. To move, that's Vayu. So Vayu is implicated. Anyway, so it's a lesson for us that this demigod worship is useless. And if he speaks, he will speak in such a way to make Indra very angry. And at a certain moment, he will propose to his father, all the preparations you made. Yeah, because his father Krishna will say then later, yeah, instead of this Indra, we should worship Govardhana. Because we are Vaishyas. Vaishyas, Kshiro, Goraksha, Vanyam. Kshiro is agriculture. That Goraksha, protection of the cows, and Vanyam is trade. But they only did, they only were engaged in cow protection. So he said, this is our business, this is our livelihood, that we should worship those devatas who give us real benefit to the cows. And this is Govardhana. So he will bring up that point, is Govardhana. That's our life, and we should worship but then his father says, okay, let us do a sacrifice for Indra and let us do a sacrifice for Govardhana. And Krishna speaks then, is going to say something what will make Indra even more angry. He will say, no, father, it takes too much time, these preparations. You prepared already nicely for this Indra Jagya. You use all this paraphernalia for the worship of Govardhana, because this Indra is useless. You did it for many years. Did he ever appear to thank you? No. But here is Govardhana, and Krishna will show how Govardhana appears and needs all the food they offer. And his father, okay, but tell us how should we do this worship? So Krishna says we should do this worship by offering milk products. Use all the milk we have. So it is, when the preparations were there, it was that there were rivers of milk. There were whirlpools of cream. And so much yogurt and so and he said, yeah, you should make different kinds of cakes, soups, dal, and he gave so many preparations to that. Sometimes we think, yeah, we are going to cook for Krishna, what pleases Krishna. What should I cook for? What pleases him? He explains there all what he wants, and then different kinds of milk sweets and so on. It's all give detailed instructions, and they make all these preparations that, and then of course when they start the offering, it is said Nanda Maharaj starts the offering by offering padya, washing the feet of Govardhana, and this whole ceremony. Then they offer this food, and they said there were mountains of rice, mountains of vegetables, so many, and kirtan was going on. And it was so blissful. And then Krishna appeared on top of Govardhana. He expanded himself and made a big form. And then they offered it. He ate all the food, everything, all the preparations. And when he finished this, then he said, Aniyor, I want more. And the Raja was just, what to do? We are exhausted. It's nearly finished. Yeah. And then one devotee had an idea. Let him offer a tulsi leaf, and they gave him a tulsi leaf, and then Govardhana was satisfied. And so that is the whole story of leading up to Govardhana. But factually, today we are celebrating the lifting of Govardhana. And that is the next part we will discuss at noontime. And there are beautiful descriptions by Kavi Karnapuri in Ananda Vrindavan Shampoo. Very, very nice. We will read from that. So any questions? Come on.
Just for your information,
yeah.
The devotees, they are already all week with their children and everything. They were preparing already at home and everything. And this afternoon they are bringing everything, and they're going to build a Govardhan hill. That's going to be offered on the altar, and then it's going to be put on top of this table there, and then we can circumambulate. Even the altar is going to come out to circumambulate.
Oh, nice. That's
of course, a lot of our members, they are away, traveling to other things. So I don't know if we will have as many people as we usually have for our festival. We will see. But whatever it is, we are going to celebrate And Krishna is there, he's already waiting, see on the table there. He's going to hold the Govardhana.
Yeah, that's Krishna instructed us to do that every year and to circumambulate Govardhan. And because he expanded himself as Govardhan, but he expands himself also in the form of a snake for those who are not attending this festival every year. So it's the duty of all devotees to attend it. Yeah.
And astonishing enough, we have cows, we have monkeys, we have different, and snakes, but the kids, they like the snakes the most. I have a question, Mama.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started here 25 years ago, and I remember when I was in Vrindavan at that time, I was also, for Govardhan, they used to throw the prasadam to the stuff. But this is not being done anymore because it makes a big mess.
Yeah, right.
So, and also, I will feel that to throw the prasadam and, it's like everybody walking on it, it's a waste of it, it's disrespectful or something. But I can't remember why is it that we did this before and why is it that we don't do this anymore?
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, the Vrajavasis, they were doing that out of joy. But Prabhupada, I never heard instructing us doing such a thing.
But it was done at
time,
yes?
Yeah.
Did you experience that?
No. I never experienced.
All the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Every year, what a mess. And I mean, really, they throw it in the temple room and everybody captures it and just eats it, collects it, and puts it in the bucket and all the things. And then you have to renovate the temple, practically speaking. And somehow I couldn't remember why we did that and why we stopped, Anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, if it's just cookies or something, okay, you can catch that. But, they threw everything, the sabji and the rice and everything.
Yeah. If you have new people visiting at that moment, they will say, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not just new people. I don't think I will maintain a temple for so many years if this will happen once a year. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
This afternoon, at around 2 o'clock, we will start kirtan.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't have you have a WhatsApp number, then I can send you the program.
Okay. You sent me already.
You sent the program already. Okay. So you have the details.
Yeah. Okay.
And also on the door here outside on the door, the program is posted there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for being here. We're used to have you always for Christmas, December.
Yeah.
Now I was happy to hear that you would come for this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. Shri Kiraj Maharaj ki.